Hello, hello everybody. I hope you can hear me. I'm standing in the dark. Let me get under a streetlight so y'all can see me a little bit. As you can see, the Omni Hotel and TCO Performance Center are in the background here as people file in a little bit. There we go, now we can see it a little better. Just got done with the night practice, so while people file in, I'll give you my quick thoughts. I thought it was not as encouraging of a day. Oh, there's some lightning behind me. Not as encouraging of a day as Tuesday was. I thought both Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall had kind of rough days. By the way, chat at me if you can hear me or not. I've got my AirPods in. I'm hoping, as the fireworks are going to start behind me, by the way, hoping that'll make me a little bit easier to hear. So let me know if that's working or you know, get in at the chat. Yep, should be visible. So come on in. Ivan Pace was definitely one of the winners of today. Cool, audio is good. Yeah, Ivan Pace was really good when he was in with the ones. It didn't look like they had a backup in. I kind of like, I'm starting to feel like maybe we got something there. It's really cool. But I think the real standout of the day is just the blitzes. Brian Flores dominated, especially in the scrimmage and situational drills. The offense could not function. Like, you had every single play, there was an unblocked player tap the quarterback and the play would be over. I mean, they would still get their rep in, they'd get their pass in, and the crowd would ooh and ah as it was a deep pass, but it was over. Who was Pace starting over when he was the ones? So the linebackers did it weird. Everybody rotated in and out. You had Hicks and Asamoah with the twos sometimes, Ivan Pace and Troy Dye with the ones sometimes. They did all kinds of crazy rotation. I don't really know what they're doing there, if they're calling that like true competition between all four of those guys, or if they're just saying, hey, you know, get some reps with the ones. Somebody asked how Caleb Evans looked. I thought he looked pretty good. He got by Addison once. That's actually feels like a pretty even matchup. I'm getting bit to heck right now. So sorry if I like go like this. I'm swatting at a bug. Yeah, that was the... Yeah, Caleb Evans was doing pretty good. Byron Murphy, clearly the best corner. Mekhi Blackman had some ups and some downs, but he also drew Justin Jefferson a lot, so it's like, what are you going to do? Who's been the weakest position group so far? Here's the deal, and I'm going to talk about this on Locked On in more depth. The offensive line, but not just the line. This isn't just, oh no, Bradbury's getting pushed back, everything like we've been dealing with for 5 years. It's more... the protection calls got their butts kicked. I mean... Brian Flores kicked everything out. They would slide the protection the wrong way. Two guys would be unblocked. They'd divide the protection somewhere. Ivan Pace would come unblocked. Harrison Smith in the backfield. Jay Ward in the backfield. It was a lot of unblocked guys. When you got a hat on a hat, it was pretty average. It was okay. But they just struggled a lot. And so the question will become, can they handle everybody else's blitzes, and is this just a Flores thing, or is Flores beaten up on a totally discombobulated unit? There's been so much made about continuity, and, you know, this is the same five guys, but it's also the tight ends and stuff. Interesting note, TJ Hawkinson did no teamwork. He did all the endos, and he looked healthy enough. Like, when the team was going, he was off to the other side of the field running routes and drilling other things. So it didn't look like rehab to me. It looked like just getting some drills in because I know I'm not going to go in team drills. And I wonder why that is. He is in a contract negotiation. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I don't know. An interesting something to watch. Looking at this, JA or KJ for wide receiver 2. I thought KJ had a great day too. I think that is a steamy battle. But I will kind of default to my preseason answer to that, which is, that lightning is fun back there. That's going to make the fireworks super cool. It's going to be like some Metallica concert. But it's going to be a role thing. KJ, when you want a little bit more of a blocking, if you want a bigger set, you put in KJ. If you want, you know, all three guys, Jordan Addison might get more of the 11 personnel reps and throws and all that stuff. Caleb Evans much better than Mekhi Blackman. I thought Mekhi Blackman struggled today with the ones. Somebody asked a kicker battle. Podlesny made all of his kicks with no drama. Greg Joseph missed 3 times, and he left 2 short from 50 plus. It was a really rough day for Greg Joseph kicking, actually. Questions elsewhere. Somebody asked, how did Caleb Evans look? We got that. It does, people are coming past me, so let me get out of their way. Keep it going. Who was the week asked that? Did Podlesny? Yeah, he got 1 from 50. Seen I didn't think Scene had a very good day, to be honest with you. He got beat real bad on a double move by KJ. It's a double move on a safety, so I'm not too mad about that. Oh, the running backs, that's a good one, yeah. Dwayne McBride and Ty Chandler. I thought Ty Chandler looks like the better running back of those three, for sure. He actually looks pretty shifty. He looks good. I'm actually really excited about him. Dwayne McBride looked okay. I think he looks like a depth guy, but Ty Chandler looks better than that, I guess. Madison's still definitely reading things out the fastest and had a couple of really physical reps. It was a physical, oh, hey, Informe Pooper. Hey, Pablo, how you doing? How about the tight ends? Yeah, really interesting that TJ Hawkinson wasn't going. So behind that, you had some Josh Oliver, and he did his thing. And then you had this Nick Muse, Johnny Munt battle. I talked about it on the Minnesota football party with there's kind of this battle for TE3 between these two guys, and I thought Nick Muse kind of struggled, and I thought Johnny Munt showed out. So I actually think if that's the way things are going, and that's the first time I've really paid attention to it. So if that's the way things have always been going, it's Munt over Muse with a bullet. And then there's also like Ben Sims or whatever. The Colin Thompson, the new guy, that's not there. Modern day Kellen. Yeah, how did Kellen Mond do, everybody? Tell me what happened in the Hall of Fame game. I heard he got intercepted by Chaz Surratt, which is very funny. The DT rotation, I didn't see a lot of interesting stuff. The defense did a lot of weird rotating today. That was very clearly not like position battle rotating. It was just, let's get this guy a rep. So I think the DTs are still Harrison Phillips, who got a couple of sacks, Dean Lowry, Kyrie's Tonga. Atomowo is kind of standing up, being a little edge, 3-tech, 4-tech kind of guy. Call it that 3-4 defensive end position. But he's like being a stand-up rusher. No, he was awful. Yeah, well, you get cut for a reason when you're a third-round pick in your second year. Look at that lightning. DTR looks good. Oh, sweet. My draft takes are surviving. Awesome. How is Brian Asamoah doing? Thank you for asking that. I forgot about him, too. Oh, my God, is he excelling? He rocks. He is reading run plays really fast. He teleports over to them. He's especially the motiony Kyle Shanahan-y stuff that the Vikings are drilling. I think it's so good for him in particular to drill against that because he is really getting a sense for running it. And guess who else is running that Kyle Shanahan crap? Green Bay Packers. So we might have Green Bay Packers killer Brian Asamoah. That's the way this is looking. He's so fast at reading it, and he's, of course, really explosive and gets deep really fast. So I'm super stoked on Asamoah, super stoked on Ivan Pace. Jordan Hicks kind of, they would rotate him out a lot, I think, just for rest, because he wouldn't take reps with like the twos, but they weren't going to give him that much of a, they weren't going to give him that, like he doesn't need a lot of reps, you know, so they give him some, call it some veteran rest. DTR is electric. I love it so much. Pace was buzzing. Yeah, I think of all the days, of all the players, I think Pace is my winner of the day. In terms of, the corners, Murphy was fine. Murphy was as I expect. He actually got a couple of dubs against JJ, so you take those, right? I thought Caleb Evans was in like wars a lot with KJ Osborne and Jordan Addison in particular. Who's in contention for Mr. Mankato? Man, I don't know. I think Pace is running away with it. But I'll throw Tay Gowan out there. I think he's having a sweet camp. He had a couple of ones. Did Brandon Powell come back after limping? Yeah. So he dove for a catch. He came up limping a little bit. And then he did go back in limping. And then I think he walked it off. So I think it might have been just a little quick twisted ankle. Nothing you have to worry too much about. I'm like fighting for my life against mosquitoes here. I think this might be a shorter live stream. I heard Patrick Jones was solid. I thought it was fine. I thought DJ Wanham and Luigi Villant, so with still no Hunter in team drills. He was out there, but he still didn't do teamwork. And then no Marcus Davenport. He was in street clothes. It was Villant, Wanham, and Patrick Jones all rotating. And I actually thought Villant did the most, for whatever that's worth. DJ Wanham got a couple good plays. Patrick Jones got a couple good plays too. I looked over to the one-on-ones for one matchup, and it was Alan Ali versus Patrick Jones, and Alan Ali cooked him. Get in your car? The lightning's really far away. I'll be fine. The car is like really far away, so I'll walk over there after this. But I wanted to get into talking to you guys a little bit before the fireworks started going off and things got really loud because they're still doing the like player intros and talking and stuff. Somebody else asked something. Jalen Rager. Naylor is not out there. He's still hurt. Rager, I thought he had a better day. He had a good toe tapper catch. He had one drop during the individual drills. That was a big rough one. But I think Powell is still out playing him. Oh yeah, how is Jowan? He's a second teamer. I think he's really starting to fall. Jalen Williams, I thought, had a better day than him. He got beat up once by... Jay Ward got beat up once by Addison, and I mistook that for Jowan. I just thought the 20 was a 29. So I accidentally did that wrong. But then in a later rep, he got killed by KJ. He got killed by, I think, Powell once. He got killed by JJ a couple times. He got killed by Addison a different time. I thought Jowan had kind of a rough day. Who got the pick after Theo Jackson laid out Thayer Thomas? Oh, is that how he got it? It was Jalen Williams. I was tweeting something else out and I missed it, but yeah. So Thayer Thomas, there it is. How do you feel about the safety group? I think we have 4 good players. You can't put them all on field at the same time. That's not a problem. Murphy moving to nickel or maybe Blackman. Yeah, so right now Blackman is the starting nickel, and then in big nickel it's Metellus. So they'll kind of do half and half between those two with Murphy and Evans as the just outside corners forever. It was a pick 6. Yeah, it was a pick 6, and then the whole defense swarmed him. He got tackled like it was the Minneapolis Miracle. It was super, super sick. Yeah, I'll do a couple more minutes here. Can you do a video about Kevin O'Connell's role in a similar style to the Play Callers podcast? Oh boy, if I could get on a mic with Kevin O'Connell and guys like Wes Phillips and guys like McVay and Shanahan that have worked with him, I would absolutely do that. Like Jay Gruden and stuff. How excited 1 to 10 are we for Brian Flores? Roughly a 12, I think. What do we think of Jay Ward? Flores knows how to use him. That's part of it too. Flores had him triggering off. I think he knows what he's looking at, which I think is important. Yeah, Jalen Williams versus Tay Gowan. I think Tay Gowan's taking that. Dean Lowry, he's there. It's hard for me to see the trenches a lot during the 11s. But I think he's still a starter. And then, this is like the sickest live stream ever with the lightning behind me. Yeah. Any special teams standouts? Oh yeah, who did really well on the special teams drills? I was watching them very intently with my mother. But it was Powell. Yeah, Powell, they did sort of halfway, like half speed punt returns. It was full team, but half speed. It says he got a really good sack once and he got a couple unblocked pressures. But yeah, it was Powell. Man, Powell's having a camp. I don't know what to tell you. Powell's killing it. How much more hyped for Flores are you compared to when we first got him? You know, I really liked that. He was one of my favorite options. I think he was my second favorite option of anybody that the Vikings even sniffed around. Ejiro Evero was my favorite guy, and then Flores was like a close second. So I was pretty stoked for him. And I think I'm like vindicated in that. I think I see, okay, this is what Flores does. This is why I was excited about him. And here it is playing out in front of my eyes. He just has the protections confused. Lights out at the Hall of Fame game between the 3rd and 4th quarters. Look for a big momentum swing. I can hear a big skull chant back there. Really fun stuff. How's Cam Bynum doing? I do not see him a lot. He's not in the play a lot, but he's also like a deep safety, so you wouldn't expect him to be. Yeah, weather coming in. You can see it behind me. I'll get into the car really quick here. How's the screen game looking? They called 2. They called 1 bubble screen that Tay Gowan sniffed out and blew up. Just you beat 1 block. That's not really like a coordination thing. That's just mano-y-mano. Tay Gowan won a rep. And then they did a screen to CJ Ham, who was the only running back in the play for that particular personnel package. After like 6 blitzing reps, killed them. Then he got a, woo baby, look at that. And then he got he called a screen right into the overload blitz, right over the top of like 3 unblocked guys. CJ Ham took it for a huge gain. Any updates on Madison? He was a full participant. Yeah, he did everything. So I think that was just a blip for a second. Updates on Booth, Carter, Naylor. I saw Andre Carter out there. I did not see Booth or Naylor, but I did not look very hard for them. They weren't wearing a shirt with their number on it, but neither was Andre Carter, so I don't think that's weird. They were all out, but I don't think we have any updates. Look at the Kevin O'Connell presser from today if you want it. Backup QBs, both struggled. Both of them had the skiesies. They were really throwing it high. It's weird. They're like in lockstep. Is Madison reading plays correctly? Absolutely. So Kevin got his butt handed to him by his defensive coordinator today, which, can't be too mad about that. Yeah, CJ Ham killing it in the juice check roll. Absolutely. That's going to be where I end this one because I'm going to get in here before I start getting rained on. So I will see you guys all for Locked On Vikings. I'll talk a little bit more about the blitz stuff in depth. And then there's another practice on the next practice is Saturday. So I will see you after that one. O'Neal did not get any reps, by the way. No. So I will see you guys after that one. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And as always, Skull.